Hey guys, how you guys doing today? Okay. Oh, I should move my stuff. Okay, so as you can see, all my stuff dried, the fiber paste, and I'm going to take, I keep meaning to go to the dollar store to buy, oh, let me see. Oh, maybe there's some in there. Wait. Oh no, don't fall, don't fall. I keep wanting to go, it's falling anyway, to the dollar store to get some nail files. I want to get the bigger ones, but even the smaller emery boards will be fine for what I use them for. But for things like this, where if you can look, you can see it's a little bumpy, and I should just cut my sandpaper. But all I'm going to do is kind of take this, and this is a rough one. There's different grades. That's why having a bigger one would probably be a little bit better. But because this is fibrous underneath here, it has like a funny way it dries, like a funny feeling to it, almost like a plasticky feel. Not plasticky, but I don't know. It doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't do anything. It just bothers me when I really don't want all kinds of lumps, but I want some. I mean, if you saw my hair right now, you would see I had some lumps going on. So I'm just going to kind of do this all the way down just for a minute. Do you have to do this? Nope. You don't. But I just want to kind of do that. This isn't my regular, I call it modeling paste, molding paste, whatever the heck it's called. Everybody calls it different things. This was fiber paste. I have to find my other molding paste that I have that I put somewhere. Now I have some on her body. It doesn't matter. I can just extend the hair, but I'm just giving it a little sand down. Okay, so now the big question is this. Should I paint her hair black or should I paint her hair yellow? That's the question I've been asking myself. Now this is yellow. Mine obviously would be brighter. I did a mold in there of a face that my daughter bought at the thrift store. God. I just feel if I do yellow that it's going to be too much going against the yellow that's already here. I can always add, I need to add more yellow in the back. I'm going black. I'm going black. I was going to say something and then I don't want to offend anybody because it would just be me joking, but it'll probably offend somebody and I don't want to do that. But yeah, I'm going to go, and what I'm going to do is just whatever brand you have. This is Golden I have, and I'm using it up. I'm trying to use all my old paint up that I have, that I bought quite a few years ago. So when you see me using a big brand name, that is what it's for. Like I said, some things are just that I've just had that when I was able to have them before my son passed. So, and I've not used them. Now, my brush was left a little bit wet, and I'm okay with that. And I'm not going to go too close to the face till I get the rest of this done. And I like the black. It's going to really bounce off the painting itself. You know what I'm saying? And you can use a smaller brush. You can use a bigger brush. Whatever you like. You can use a makeup sponge. So I'm going to kind of... just a little bit went over on her shirt, on her shoulders I didn't get to. Now, you see I'm kind of taking my time. I'm trying to hit everywhere. I'm going to go in with a coupon. Oh my God. Coupons on my mind. That's because my Target credit card They asked me if I wanted, I don't know what the heck it was, but you could pick 10 or 11 things or something that you can get a discount on if you go there and buy it. And I don't know what it's called. You know, if I use my Target card, I get my Target credit card, I get, I don't know, what do you get, 5% off, or I don't know, there's some things. I don't know. Anyway, so I was just checking out what they were sending me. Now, okay, you can see here how I have this point, which I love. Over here, there's no point to be seen. So I'm just going to kind of, hope I don't get paint on my clothes. And I'm going to kind of try to give it like a point. Will it be perfect? No. Do I care? Nah. Alright, now that bit of black, look at that, and that does, it pops right off. Now, I can go in once it's done and once it's dry with, let me shut my paint because I will knock it over. With, come here, little friend. My little paintbrush, he's so mad at me because I destroyed him. That's my wine. Nobody cares, trust. Okay, I'm just going to use, I don't want to use this one. It's too long. Alright, I'm trying to get my little friend, the paintbrush, out of here. That won't let it come out of here. It comes so far, and then it's like, no, I'm not coming. You cannot make me. Okay, there we go. I'm going to use this teeny little brush. Can you see this teeny little brush? Alright, and the reason I want to do this, I'm going to take the paint off of here. Off me brush. And I'm going to go into here. To where I have the hair, and I have some of the molding paste or fiber paste, whatever you used. You could use heavy gesso, you can use, you know, white paint if you want. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter, and you don't have to use anything if you don't want. And I'm just kind of taking from here. See, my paintbrushes, I just knocked them all in front of my computer so I cannot see. To make sure you can see. But I am going to go and kind of, it fell back down. But you heard it that time too. I'm just going to kind of go around here and just kind of add some where it needs it. Because we're also going to paint her face. Now, some people like to paint the face first. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you want. Me, I've been going back and forth in my head. Well, I just got back from my doctor's appointment, which got me all in a tizzy. So, but last night I was thinking about like what color I wanted to do her hair, especially if I do go with a flower, you know. So, I'm just gonna try to bring this out a little bit more into it. Right, those are little stupid things I obsess over. Please don't obsess like I obsess. Now I'm gonna rinse my little brush off. And I'm going to leave it wet, somewhat wet. And I'm going to go and see, like, right here. I'm going to wet this to kind of get that black up that kind of ran, in a sense. It doesn't matter. You can see the black spreading all over this, which once it's dry, it's not a big deal. Because we're going over it. I don't worry about that stuff anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore because, like, I just love doing it. I love making things and selling things for inexpensive, you know, jewelry and that kind of stuff. Just, I like people enjoying what I do. Okay. So, she's pretty good covered. She's pretty good covered. I'm really happy that that went in. And now my paintbrush is a little... just going. Now, that's that. I'm going to stick my brush into my water. And I'm going to just hit this with the heat gun. This won't react whatever you used underneath. If you don't have a heat gun, use your hair dryer. You can get a cheap hair dryer from the thrift store. Or we go to Goodwill. We love our big Goodwill here. We go for clothes. My daughter will buy our clothes there, or The only thing we don't do is shoes and whatever. But she finds lots of clothes there, and that's where I pick up like my baby dolls to do altered art with, and all kinds of fun, cool things. So you can definitely get a very, very cheap hair dryer there and keep it in your office or wherever you do your work at, or in your closet, you know, for when you need it. I'm using a heat gun. Now, to tell you the truth, if you were using a hair dryer right now, yours would dry faster than mine because you don't have to have this high of heat, if that makes sense. You would just be doing, like if I went to blow my hair dry with this right now, it would take forever. And it would also burn my hair. So like I said, you know, if you have a hair dryer, use it. And if you want to have one in, you know, in your, where you art at or where you do things, go to the thrift store, buy a cheap one so you don't have to use your good one, and do it that way. Now we'll see once it's all the way dry if it's going to need another highlight on it, or we might put a highlight on it. I don't know, but I like it way better with the black. Definitely, definitely. But yeah, this heat guns are only for if you want to emboss, which is very fun, and you know, embossing is really cool. But some people can't afford a heat gun, and then they go out and buy all the embossing powders and whatnot. So if you're one of them people, hair dryer works wonders for drying your stuff. Okay, so I'm kind of going to get around the face here as I'm going to be working there. Around the neck and the body. I'm just going to give it a second to cool off. So now we have this one paintbrush is like dry and staying in this paintbrush holder. I need to get me a new one of them. So I have so many empty cans that I've decorated, and baskets and things with pens and pencils and paintbrushes, and like so many things that I need to like really, really sit down and organize them. It's just I never do it. Okay, so I was going to do, which I'm not going to do now, in this one, I will do a completely different video for it. I'm going to do a video where mixing up certain colors to make skin color. Not just, okay, so like say, you know, I buy these. I buy this is called Skin Tune, and this is called Santa's Flesh. And these are the two that I use. And you can see the one's darker, this one's lighter, and this one's darker. So that's what I use. However, in watercolor, you don't really get a flesh tone. So you can, there's 3 colors that you can mix and do to get a flesh tone. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to do a video on just specifically that. And I don't know if I'll be doing it on this, on a girl, or I think I might do it on the other girl that I have. But anyway, so for this, I'm just going straight acrylic paint. You can go by, I use, like I said, this is Santa's Flesh, and this is the lighter one, and then this is Skin Tone, which is a darker one, and I even have a even lighter one than this and an even darker one than that. Okay, if that makes any sense to you at all. So pick your paintbrush. I'll just pick this one, and this is just a size 10, a flat, you know, you can use whatever you got. I shake my paint before I use it, and then I kind of take from the top when it does its little bubble and plops. That's where I'll start. I'm not going to wet my brush. I am just kind of going to go on, and you can see how thin that is. which is good because now I do have, where the heck did I put it? Oh, Lord only knows. I have a, which I might have to talk about at a later time. All right, I don't think I need that. That's clear. Oh, all my stuff's gonna fall. I have a blending solution. That's all my varnishes. I know. If I would just do things when... Yeah. All right, let's use our floating medium maybe this time, since I cannot find the other one right now. Okay, I'm going to use floating medium. And I'm just going to pour a bit of this down on that. This is just going to kind of make it kind of flow a little bit better. Now, acrylic paint in general, when you buy craft paints, as opposed to going and buying Winsor Newton, Golden, Liquitex, what have you, dries very, very, very quickly, which is wonderful. And let me put some down here. Dries very quickly and is great to use. I'm just going to pour some of this right here. Dip my brush in it and then pat it off and then go to town. This will make it flow better. This will make it extend better. You see how much it's... You probably can't even see it because I'm so far with the light, because we're doing a light color with the light, which is kind of weird. And I'll lift it up. But it's just, I'm just painting on that Santa's flesh. And I'm using a little bit of... Now, you don't have to use the blending solution, but I like it because it does make things... And it's inexpensive. You don't have to... And when you're painting, don't worry about going into the hair a little bit, because, you know, black is easier, whatever color you use, because you can just go right back in. Like, I see I need some color here. It's thinned out there. So I might have to go another coat on here. Who knows? We'll see as it dries. Pick up a little bit more of the blending medium and start down here. And you can see how it makes it flow better. I might have put too much on. Too much paint. Alright, so I'm going to follow this out. Go down her. You can't see. This is really hard to kind of get. Let me kind of do it like that. Flick it out. Okay. I'm going down her arm. Going to leave that dress alone in the middle. We're not going to put any flesh tone on that. And if you go out the sides like I do, you can take a Q-tip of your finger and just put it on there. Wipe it off. And then we'll go in here. Give her a little cleavage. And then finish her out. And I know I'm going to have to bring that up to go on her face. So I'm just going to bring this down. And do the same thing here. You know, and you can just rub that in a little bit. It'll just blend in with the orange. No big deal. Try to stick. Alright, so now I'm just going to go over the face one more time. I can see that it's drying and needs a little bit more. How did I get eraser crumbs on here? I have no idea. Only me. Get off, eraser crumb. Alright, so I'm just touching up now, and then I'm going to pull the rest of that paint off. I can see right here I didn't do the second coat. Okay. And then go down here, swipe it, get it on there, And you can always touch up again later. Now I'm pulling off the paint that I don't need. I'm going to open this up. Well, hello there. We are so close. And I'm going to scrape it back. This is what I do. I do this all the time, unless I'm doing a painting for somebody or to sell, like a commission-wise thing, where I will use, you know, I have different things that I like to use. But now I'm just going to kind of go in and kind of make sure that it's smooth. I got all that extra off. And if you get some in the middle here, it's no big deal. Okay. Pretty good. Let me see around there. Like I said, we'll go over the black at the end when we're done to, you know, touch that up. So very happy with that. Okay. Alrighty then. That'll go into that water. I'll bring it back up a little bit. That's wonderful when all the paint falls in the black hair. Why not? Okay. Alright. Okay, alright. Now I'm going to hit it with the heat gun again. Or do I want to... No, you know what I'm going to do? I don't want to put shadows in until I do the face. Until I do the eyes and all. Okay. I know. Alright. I'm going to take a little bit of my dark and just do a little like ploop. Come on, little blooper. Little ploop. Do a ploop. That's what I say to my dogs outside. Come on. You can do it. I just want a little bit. Because on my brush, I should have changed that water before. Because now the water's black. Take out on my brush with a little bit of that extender. And make me a nice little pile right here. And then I know her neck is here. Like where the end of her face is. I'm just going to pat that, and I'm going to run some dark. Maybe a little bit more. I need another ploop. Come on, ploop away. You can do it for Mommy. Yeah, good boy. My dog's probably thinking, are you talking to me? You talking to me? Alright, I'm just going to put some more of that in there. Get my brush ready. And then I'm going to take it down. As if there's some shadowing. And then I'll go back in and blend that out. Needs it here. Because like I said, I know her neck. And I'll draw her neck out, but I want some shadowing. And not too much on this side. Not too much. Just a little bit. I'm going to kind of blend it out. I can go in with more of the light at the end, but I'm not too worried about that. Just want to add a little bit. This isn't really something that I want to be putting too many shadows in, because it's just a little something. I'm going to go in here because she would have some shadowing in here. And just kind of pull it out a little bit. And then go over. And then we'll see when it's dry what we're going to do. Might just make her skin tone this color, honestly. As I'm sitting here, I'm like, I like it with the black hair. See how you do? You sit down and you think, oh, I'm going to do this, and then never ends up, for me anyway, never ends up the way I started. Because then you start looking at it and you're like, you know, I like this color. I like the way that it looks with the dark hair rather than it being so light. Now, if I were doing a goth girl, of course I want it as light as I can get it. You know, with the black hair and the whole thing. But that's not where I'm heading with this. So I'm kind of happy with that. Now that I'm looking at it. So as weird as it sounds, that bottom layer of the light color that I used, I know it looks weird because of the light, but can you see like how light that is? And then when you get down to the neck, how dark it is. But when you look, because the light, I moved it the other day, and I can't get back to where I had it. I know that with her nose, I want some shadowing there. And like underneath her nose a little bit. I can see that. And then run this around and up here because of her hair. And then I'm going to go into the just going to kind of blend it a little bit. Now I'll know more about the painting of the face and all once I get to painting on the face. This is just how I do it. Okay. All right. And I'm not worrying again about mine. Now you can see, I want to show you something very important. If you look, I know you can see it when I do this. You can see where I did not firmly put glue, like, and I didn't check it when I was done. When I put her down, I got some bubbles. Now, I will show you after I get the face drawn on and whatnot, what to do if this happens. But I'm not worried about it. I saw it this morning and I was like, God darn it. I didn't make sure that I smoothed it enough in all ways so it goes down. Your best bet when you're putting something this big down on a canvas is to put the glue on in the middle. So I should have probably glued like her neck area and set it down and then pushed it. Do you know what I mean? Pushed it both sides, get the air bubbles out of that, pull it back some, put more glue down, and kind of do it like that. I'm not worried about it. It doesn't matter. We're playing. I'm showing, and that's fixable, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of hope that my brush doesn't dry out as it sits there, and that light, what I just did, really made it suck worse, and that makes it suck worse. And I just kind of want you guys to, you'll see once I draw on it. God, I had it once I had it in the perfect place. And I cannot find that perfect place ever again. The perfect thing is gone. Alright, I'm going to try to scooch it out that way for a minute. Because once I draw the eyes on, you should be okay. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to go in where I can see that very, very lightly. Very lightly. I can see where my lips are. I can still see it, and you will be too. You as well will too. Right, and then I got my lips there, and then your little lip dip right there. I got my nose here, and my nostrils, And then my lines underneath there. I'm just lightly sketching on my eyes. Very lightly. And if you want to take, which I'm going to have to do when I get there, I need my circler for this. You can also, if you have a piece of foam and you don't have the circle thing that I have, and you don't want to go buy one, let me just get this one drawn. You could take a piece of kids' foam. Oh, this one looks a little bit more. A piece of kids' foam, and you can cut out a circle, and or you can make it a half circle, whatever your eye is. And then you can always have that as a template. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I will do a video on it to show you. So for people who can't afford to go out and buy the green thing, and that I use my whole thing, I'll show you. For people who can't afford to do that, or for people who, you know, just don't want to go buy it or can't find. I know some of you have written me that you can't find it, so I'm going to give you an alternative. I'm just trying to eye these up here. I'm going to give you an alternative of what you can do. So that'll be another video. I have a couple tips that when I think about it, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go on and, you know, give them a 3-minute tip. Like I can do anything in 3 minutes, right? And now I'm going to sketch on her eye. Now let me just tell you, because you know, people ask me, and I'm just going to answer. I know I'll get questions about this, and I'll answer it before I get questions, or still might get questions. Doesn't matter. I drew the face on. Let me see if I can turn this off, if that'll make a difference. There you go. We're a little dark, but you can see it. So that's different. I got to really get this light situated like I had it before, because it's been all over hell and back. And Emily and Dave thought there were aliens and orbs in here, and let's just not talk about it, shall we? Okay, so you can see this much better now. You can see that she's got some darkness to her. You can still see the light. Everything's good. Got some crumbs on her. I don't know how the crumbs got on her. Okay, so I have basically the basic drawing of what I want. Now, here is the green thing that I talk about, the circles. Now, what I'm going to do is look at this, and I see I need to bring this in a little bit more. So with the pencil, you can kind of sketch on what you know, sketch like, oh, I need this, I need that, you know, like to fix a few things. No big deal. We all do it. Now I'm going to pick only, and this is only because I stink at circles, but I want to have an idea of how big I want my pupil to be. I mean my eye, not pupil. So to make it the size I want, I'm going to put it basically where I want it. And then just go in with my pencil very lightly and put that circle. And I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. So it comes out as a circle. And then, can you see the difference? Now I can make it bigger. It's not a big deal. I can make it much bigger. I'm going to erase, because you can see here, we don't know what I was thinking at that moment when I did that line. And now I'm going to erase the insides, the pupils, because I'm going to use this for my pupils. But I like to have them drawn on there before I do this. Some people don't understand. I do things how I feel at the moment. Sometimes I would have already had this drawn out and then painted her face. Sometimes I don't. It depends on my mood. On this one, I feel I need to, you know, I wanted to do the shading. I wanted to show you the shading. So now I'm going to put in my pupil. And I think I'm going to do this one. I'm going to lay it down. And I'm going to go in. And I'm going to do my pupil. So it's a nice, even looking pupil. And then do the same thing over here. Nice if my desk was clean. I wish I could like have a desk fairy. I wish you guys live close and then I can say, hey, whoever comes and like really cleans my art room, whatever you find on the underneath the stuff on all the desks is yours. Because I obviously have lost so many things because they're under things on the desk. Okay, so here we go. We got our eyes in. And now's when you go and you, I think I got paint on me. You go in and you kind of, you know, finish out that eye. You know, that we didn't, if it didn't touch the top. And then we have our eyelid. So I'm going to sketch that in for a minute so we know where we're at. And I can see over here that this area right here is still too much. Still not as how I want like that. So I'm just going to bring it in a little bit. So it matches a little bit better. Honestly, people's eyes are not both the same shape. Not all the time. I'm not going to say everybody because I don't want people writing and saying my eyes are the perfect. They are exactly the same. Good for you. I'm very happy for you. But we're just drawing here. We're just having a good old time. Okay. Okay. And oh my gosh, somebody, I am in love. My group, the people that are posting their pictures and I'm dying. They were fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, I can't even tell you how wonderful it is to see. You're going to hear my dogs fighting. Okay. I don't know what the fuck they fight over, though. My dogs, honestly. Okay, so we got the eyes kind of situated. She can use a little bit more. So this is why I have issues doing this on camera and driving everybody insane, because I just like to show you guys that, like, it doesn't just, you know, I sit and I look and I beat myself up, and I don't know what this black thing is on here, but apparently I'm going to have to paint over it. Okay, so here we are, and I got that, and I want to get these eyebrows. So I know her eyebrow is going to come up from here, so I'm going to just give her just a very easy eyebrow here, which we will paint on. And then over here, we know some of her eyebrow is going to go into her hair and disappear. So you just kind of need to do a line, so when you go to do, you know, to do that with paint or whatever you're going to use, you got it. Okay, so I'm going to now take my lighter paint. Oh, I know. People ask me, why do I sometimes, I know this is like the 5th time I've told you, start telling a story, and I've changed it because I go into other things. Why do I draw, or maybe I told you about it already and I can't remember. It's been quite a day. Why do I draw on first and then paint, or why do I paint and then draw on? It's my preference of the time that I'm doing something, at the time when I'm doing something. So it kind of depends on what your mood is, you know, and what you want to do. Some people, you know, it's easier. So I like to go back and forth in different ways when I do it, so people know. That, you know, it's either way that's easier for you. Don't worry about how, you know, how you think it should be or what, you know, you do it how it makes it better for you to do it and what's the easiest way for you to do it. You know, I erase everything like I do. I want to know what the heck this mark is that won't get off there. Apparently she's going to have a mole there. That's pleasant. And now I'm just lightly going over with the lighter color to kind of blend all this together, accidentally smearing my lead. Yeah, what are you going to do? I'll bring all that in, bring it down the nose, around the eyes. And I also put the lighter color in the floating medium. You do not have to have floating medium, trust me. This is for me because when I'm on camera, it dries so fast. And I try to be as fast as I can for you guys. So you're not here forever. We're already at 40 minutes and I feel awful for keeping you here that long. But I want that area. Okay. And you can do whatever you want. Bring in some highlights down here. And just blend it in. Because after it's all dry, you know, right now it's going to look a little spotty because it's part of it's drying, part of it needs to... Oh, okay. Sorry, my phone went off and I didn't know who it was. All right. Okay. So I think we're good. Like I said, going around that nose. I know the tip of the nose right here is always lighter. So I'm just going to kind of blend that in there. And then blend that in the sides. Okay. So, put my brush away. And now is when I'm going to now you want to sketch these lightly. You don't want them to be, and you don't want to touch them with your finger because now there's going to be a finger mark on there. I have different ways I do this. You can do one of two things. You can get a nice thin brown Sharpie with the fine point. You can get I don't know if this, I use these so much I'm out of them. I love the microns. And this is a size 05. These are my favorite. They're archival ink. Can you see how small they are? I love to do over with them. So I am going to go into my lips here. And I'm going to copy. See, it's not going to work for me. I tell you, I torture these. I torture them. And I just love them so much. But they have to... Yeah, he's not going to do anything for me. Why? I know you have ink in there, sir. I know you have to. I have like 20 of you, and one of you have to work. Okay, we'll go another route. Here's another one. Let's see. I think this is... All right, let's hope this one works. And this is the same thing, Micron Archival ink, size 5, and it is brown. Looks dark on here, but it's a dark brown, which is fine. And now I'm going to go trace. The things. Are you done, babe? Yeah. All right, I'm almost done. You can let the dogs out. I'm recording, hon. And then I'm going to bring in these eyebrows. And bring in these eyebrows. And again, you can use whatever markers I love Sharpies. I love Copics. I love Bics. I have the Bic Markets. Love it. Now I'm going to go over and trace over the eye and get that in place. Now you'll probably hear my dogs bark outside in the yard. Okay. And then I know that her neck, we want her to have, and you can do these things, like I said, in, you know, all in pencil, and then at the end, trace them. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to give her a neck. And then I'm going to go over all this black once I get her face all done. Now I can see, as always, because I am such a dork, that I made her lip not as wide as I should have right here. So what do you do when you have to do what I just did and kind of double over it? You take a small paintbrush. You say, hello, my friend, my paintbrush. You go in to whatever paint you have sitting here, or use the bottle. And you just kind of dab, dab, dab. Dab, dab, dab. And remember, you don't have to have it completely gone. I mean, it would be better if I waited till it was dry, but I'm going to dab here because I don't know what the heck that spot is. But it will drive me crazy. And I can see the top one too. The top of the lip. So I mean, like sometimes I'm going to dab, dab, dab here. Because once this fully dries, I'm going to redraw, you know, kind of pull that out a little bit more. But on the inside, like I said, we're going to be painting her, giving her lip gloss, lipstick or whatever. Lip gloss, lipstick, whatever the heck you want to give her. So it doesn't matter. Plus, we're going to go in and erase whatever pencil lines that the marker did not go over. And this, see, when you look at it straight on, when I look at it anyway, doing mine, I know that I pulled that curve up too much. And this is how you fix things. Things are fixable. Nothing is ever not fixable. That's why everybody should try to do faces. Because everybody makes mistakes, and why can't you? I don't know that. I know the song, but I don't know the words. That's the only part I can think of. Okay. So I'm just going to let that dry. Probably do one more coat on it. Maybe not. We'll see how that looks when it's dry. And if it's only inside, that's fine, because when I paint it with the lipstick, where's my lighter color? Well, that mark might just stay on there. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I got to change my water too, because it needs done. I'm thinking I'm going to do this red and then like glitter it up really, really good. So that's that. So what you will do if you do it this way, or you don't, you can do whatever way you want, but the way I do it is, now I'm going to heat set that marker that I used. It is a archival permanent marker, but I always like to heat set it because it has to saturate all the way through layers, even if it's only one paper you're using it on. I notice a lot of people say, oh, well, this says it's waterproof, but it's not. Well, you know what? It is. Oh, I see. I missed that. People, what I do. Dang. But it is. But realize, as I'm putting this on here, right? I'm setting it on. It's touching. It's touching the paper now. Okay. And now it has to seep through that layer of paper. And if it's a thicker paper like watercolor or what's the other one? Mixed media or Bristol. It has to go and do its thing. It has to go through. So you want to kind of waterproof it. By heat, whether you use your hair dryer or whatever, it just helps it kind of dry faster. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase my lines. To where we are at the end. I thought this was going to be the last video. Apparently, I was not correct. Okay. But I don't care. Let me just dump that in the garbage, all those little things. Okay. And, oh, God, stuck to her hair. And you see how the face is? You see where I still got some smudged on there, but we're gonna, oh my God, these little eraser things, really getting on my nerves, sticking. All right, I'll deal with you later. I think I pushed it in further. But I erased all the pencil, so now we can go in and get her eyes done, get her face done, fix her face up. This is nothing. This will all work out in the wash. Like I said, you know, I put the stuff on there. I will probably do one more coat on the lips to make sure, you know, it's even. And then we're going for all the color, putting makeup on her and doing her dress and maybe putting a flower in her hair. And then we're going to do, I have some stamps out. We're going to kind of either mute the back a little bit or do stamps on it. Not real sure yet. So, like I said, I'm very, very excited. Very sorry that it's going to be one more video. But I got to make sure, this is bothering me. I didn't know there was going to be this mark that I have no idea what the heck this mark is. And I got to fix that. And I got to just do one more coat on that. And what I will do, though, is before I come back on, I'm going to fix the face. And then I'm going to do the hair. So it's all dry. So we can start, like, working on it. You know, y'all that are doing it with me, some of you have already, you know, drawn the faces and everything. But keep doing it. Keep going. I'm going to have, like I said, the hair already fixed and the face, these little face demons, you know, kind of off. And the face, when we start again, is going to be ready to do her eye color and her thing and her dress. And that'll be the last of it. Like I said, I hit a little snag. It's been quite a day. So I'm even proud of myself for even getting on here at all. So hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it's so long. And as always, be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. I'm going to put below my Facebook link. Please come and friend me on Facebook. I have a great group, All Things Creative. And if you'd like to join, it is fantastic. We are having people just come in left and right. And it is so fast moving in there. You can ask questions. You can put your message it, you know, your art in there. We have prompts, daily prompts during the week. We have ATC swaps and Twinchy swaps and just so much going on over there. And it's so fun and it's drama free. And whether you are a new beginner or, you know, somebody who's been at it, y'all want to come, just, you know, hit me up on Facebook and say, can you put me in your group? And I shall do so. I'll put the link down below. And thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, color outside the line. See how I did? I will talk to you guys later. I love all of you. All my subs. Almost to 5,000. I'm just so excited. Okay, guys. Bye.